Hey everyone, so this is the second part of file operations with the Spring Boot. In the first part, we have covered a lot. Let's see. So, in the first part of this video, we have seen single file upload into the local file system. We also have seen render file in the browser. We have seen file type of file that we can upload. We derive the content dynamically. This video, we are going to cover about what was the left from the previous one, multiple file and file size constraints, number of files, GIF files. So we will see how we can upload the multiple files into the system, and at the same time how we can download the multiple files from the system, right? And this is the scope of the second video. Third video we will focus on the database, right? So so without wasting any time, let's jump to the coding ground. So this is our project file upload, where we have created few endpoints, single upload and single download, right? So first let's quickly go ahead and create the multiple upload endpoint for that, right? So that will be post mapping upload. So I want response as file upload response. Just enter that. So name it what I want from the input request not mapping but request param, right? Under this I want files to be uploaded into the system. So that will be name of the file, not a string but multi-part, as we are taking the files from the system. So files, right? So this is it that we needed. So if you watch the previous video carefully for the single upload, so this is going to be very easy, right? So let me copy the content from there so that we can relate it properly, right? So this is the exact thing that we need. So here in this one, basically earlier we had single file, but here now we have multiple files. So we will iterate through each file and do the same thing that we did with the single file, right? And we will append the response to get the combined response, right? So for each file, go here and just copy this content right here. So file name we are passing the file here, we are creating the URL, we are giving the download URL for each response, and content type, right? But the response that we need is the list. So we have to create a list object here. So file upload response list, new array list created, and copy this one and what to do here and come here, dot add. It's already added, right? So we iterated. So let me walk you through. We iterated through each file. We have taken the array of file, we converted that into list, into a stream. We are iterating through each file, and file name, we are passing the file, that each file into the store file, where it is this store file method is going to store the file into the file system, right? That I have explained in the previous video. So if you want to look at the method, this is how it is doing, right? So detailed understanding has been given in the previous video, right? So this is going to give you the file name. Using this file name, we are deriving the URL from where you can download that one directly. We are creating the URL. Content type we are getting from here, and here we are creating the response, file upload response. And this is how we got the single file upload response, and add this into the list to get the list of responses. Right now just return this one to the user, right? See how easy it is, right? So we are done with the multiple upload. That's it, right? So if you want to see it running before doing any further coding, so let's start the server and see this in action. So here our server is running now. Go to the postman. So here this request is post, right? So http localhost 8081. So it is not the single upload but multiple upload. And here I have to give a body key files, and its type will be file, and choose the file. So we are going to choose two small size files so that there is no exception. So here we are taking these two files first and just upload it. Not found, multiple upload is not there. So let's see what is wrong. Multiple upload. There is some problem with the endpoint, so let me try it once again. So if I'm sending it post, yeah, so there was some problem with the endpoint. Now we are getting the proper response. Two files has been uploaded into the system. So if I show you here under the file storage here, if I refresh this, then I'll be able to see the two files, Java 13 and thumb.png that we saw. And if I want to render that, I can send this request directly here and I can get it, right? So this is how we can get it. So as of now, I can upload any file that I want, but if I select too much file from here, too many files from here, there can be some, yeah, it is also working properly, not an issue, but there is size constraint. By default, how much size file you can upload into the system. Let me get you that error. So if I select these multiple files, it is taking time. Yes, yeah, couldn't get any response because there is an error here, right? So we got here the request was rejected because its size exceeded the maximum configured size, right? So this is the things that I wanted to show you here so that I can configure it and then it will make more sense. So let's open application YAML file here, stop the server, and there are some configuration that we can do. Those go by the name multi-part, right? So if I show you the location, first coming to the enable part, right? So this is the enabled. So by default it is enabled, that is why we didn't have to do anything. Otherwise we would have to enable this. This is the configuration that enables the file upload and download into the system, right? So make it true. By default it is true, that is not an issue. This is the location, intermediate location, when you are uploading the file into the system. So before uploading that file into this file structure, if I want that files to be uploaded into intermediate location, I can enable that also by giving this configuration location temp123, right? So I'll show you this when I'm uploading the file into the system, right? So actually before directly uploading into the specified folder, it puts those file into this temporary location. If it is to make sure that if any case something goes wrong, the files are there safe, right? So that we can retrieve it later at later stage, right? So when file uploading into this specified file is completed, so this the files under this folder gets erased automatically, right? So the next configuration is file size threshold. So this file size threshold is so when this location that we are giving, when you need it, when you have too many files to upload and their size is too much, in that case we can think of that if there is network failure and all those things, so there can be some files that are lost, only then we want, so we can put the threshold when this location is to be created, right? So the next configuration is for that only. So file size threshold I can put if the file size is more than 5 MB, only then create this location, otherwise not, right? So just keep this in mind. So next configuration is max file size. Single file size, how much size that can be, right? So by default it is 1 MB, but I can increase it to 5 MB or anything that you want. Next configuration is max request size. So all the requests, so if you are selecting the 10 files in a request, so in combination how much size that should not exceed, right? So that size I can give here. Suppose by default it is 10 MB, I can increase that 15, 150, whatever that you want, right? So this is all the configuration that we needed. So by giving this we can avoid this exception, configure the maximum one that is here. So here we have almost this much size, which seems that it is 20 MB, so I can exceed this to 20 MB, right? So single file size should not exceed the 5 MB, and all together should not exceed the 20 MB. All right, this is how we can resolve this exception that is coming to this folder. And at the same time, let's configure the maximum file size that I want to put into the system, right? So I can directly, so it is the manual coding that has to do. So I can put here, if files that you are putting, its length is beyond the threshold that you want. Suppose I do not want more than 7 files to be uploaded at a time, so I can put that, and if it is doing so, I can throw some exception. All right, so we have done all the configuration for the size, how much file your file should have, and the number of files as well. So start the server and see this. Okay, so this is done. So we have 5 files here, so let me send this request again. Yeah, now we are able to see this, right? So if I go here and I can download it, right? So it's coming here, right? So this is how. And one more thing is here, so this is the post multiple upload. 5 files is we are giving here, so let's try giving more than 5 files. So we have selected almost 8 files, so we have threshold of 7 files, so we will get exception, right? Internal server error it got, right? So if I come here and show you, too many files, we got the exception, right? So this is the exception by default it is generating, right? So you can customize the exception handling part. That's something, right? So this is how we can configure this size. And also one more thing, so we have seen the exception when you are exceeding this 20 MB. So let's verify if max file size is 5 MB. So let's reduce this, put it 1 MB and try to upload 2 MB file, right? And see if this exception is coming or not. So just to make sure that we are right about the configuration, that what we are saying. So coming here and choose the file and select a file which is more than 1 MB. So here it is. Yeah, internal server error we got there, right? So coming here, probably the field file exceeds its maximum permitted size, this one, right? So we are right about this max file size, and max request size we already have seen this one, right? So this is how we can upload the multiple files into the system, right? So let's write code for the multiple file download at the same time. So how we can do that? So there is a concept of zip file, right? So if you want to download multiple files, so user can specify how many files, name of the files that it want to download. So we will accept the request and we will process those files and put those files into a single zip file and we'll give it to the user, right? So let's write code for that. So what will be the that request type? Get mapping. So we will be saying it zip download, right? Let's say that zip download. So void, so actually we want the user wants to download the file, so we do not want to give any specific response to that. We will just send the response. We will just send the files that user will directly download it, so we can live with the void return type, right? So here zip download, and what it will return? List array of files, right? And each files I have to process, right? So we have this, so under this zip download we have to follow some steps. So first we have to create the zip out First, we have to create the zip output stream where we can write all the files, and under this zip output stream we will be having individual zip entries, right? So as many files as there are, so there will be as many zip entry objects, right? So these are the entry objects that holds the actual individual files that are there, right? So first we will be needing zip output stream. So let's go ahead and create that. So it's the output stream, so we will need the automatic resource handling. So I'm using try with resource for that. So zip output stream for that. So ZOS, I'm naming that. So new zip output stream, and I have to give the output stream, right? So it's automatically created due to Codota plugin. So under this I have to pass the output stream where I want to write those zip output stream. So for that I want a response. So this is the response, and under this response I want get output stream where I will be writing all the things that is there, right? And add exception to the method signature, not a problem. So we have option, we can add it in the method signature, or we can handle it, that's up to us, right? So this is the ZOS that it has created, zip output stream. Next we will create the zip entry for each files that is here, right? So let's iterate through the files. Arrays dot as list files dot stream. So remember from the first video that how we were downloading this single file. So we want resource, we have file storage service, and under that we have download file, and just we have to pass the name of the file. So if it is available, it is going to return that file, right? So we have now resource. Now it's time we create the zip entry, right? So we have zip entry object, new zip entry, and under that we have to give the name of the file. So resource dot get file name, right? So it is and under this zip entry we have to set content length, how much size this can be, set size. So the file that we want to put, we can get the size from there, right? Content length. So it is going to throw some exception. IO input output exception. So I have to handle that one, IO exception. And apart from this zip entry is ready for us to ready to be added into the zip output stream, right? So put next entry, that is zip entry, right? So it added here. Now zip entry is there, but it's still empty. So we have to copy the content from there, right? So copy input stream, from where we will get the stream, resource dot get input stream, where we want to copy under ZOS, right? This is it, we are done. So we have copied the content into the zip entry now, right? So when we are done, so we have to close this entry that we just added here in the zip entry. This is it, we are done here, right? So under this when you are catching the exception, you can put your custom message here also, or print the stack trace that you want, right? So some exception, right? So this is how. So individual entry has been added into the Z output stream, right? So this way we are iterating through each file. So it will be all the files that are there will be created the zip entry and will be added into the zip output stream, right? So when we are done doing this, so there is one thing that we need here. So we have to finish this one, that this function that you're zipping the things is finished. And there was one more thing, that when you are opening the stream you have to close that, right? Not the right close, but we already have taken care about this one. That is why it is giving you that it is the redundant, because when you put this try with resource, that is stream.close is automatically called when you are coming out of this block, right? So this is done. Z output stream is done, zip entry is done, so we are ready to download the zip files, right? So let's start the server and start doing this. So see this in action, right? So let's wait for the server. So it is quickly going to start, right? So server started now, right? So we have, this is important, note it down. Come to Postman. It is not going to render the thing, it is going to download the things. So we are going directly to the browser. So let's come to the browser and hit the endpoint, right? So this is the endpoint that we have, zip download, and under this we have to mention the file. We have to pass the file names that is there, right? So how many files that we want to, so the name that we give, it should exist into the system, right? So we will see the list of files that is already into the system and give those files names, right? So we have 1, 2 and other things. So for easy naming, we will give these two files, 1, 2, right? So 1.zip and again file name 2.jpg. So this is how it is going to create the array out of this. So when you give the request param, file name and file name, so system browser is automatically, or system is going to automatically put these into list, right? And how this is going to work, right? So this is it. We want to download 2 files, so let's hit this zip download, right? So it has added these one, it has given the name to the system. If I come here, I can see these 2 files, right? So these have been downloaded, right? So I can put any files under this and it will put those one into zip and will download for us, right? So it has done this automatically. And if we want to try the same thing with the browser, with Postman, we can do that as well to see the response that it is giving. So if I come here and hit this one, right? So it is taking time. Yes, so it took time, but it has done the thing for us. So here it is just rendering the zip. So zip it cannot understand, that is why we are seeing this strange code here, right? So but headers we got here, status 200 and header information. So I think this Postman is getting hanged, so that is why we are not getting this header. We got it. So timeout and all these things we got it, right? And there is no exception here. So the response, that is header here and name of the files, zip download that it is giving. So it has done that automatically when we added this response. This response output stream, we are taking that output stream, and zip output stream is being created out of that, right? So that zip files are being written into the response automatically, right? From this line. So one thing that it has done automatically, that we could have set response.set status as 200 so that it understand that its status is okay. And apart from that, you can add response, we can add header, that when you were downloading the files, you were putting some header information, right? So this content disposition and this one, right? So we can put that. So by the way, that it has taken care of that automatically, but to clarify that it is doing that, now if you want to put that manually, so you can put that as well, right? So this is how content disposition we can set, and here we can give the name of the file. So this customization we can do, right? So zip file. So if you put this one, so it is going to honor what you have given here, right? So if you want to modify that, you can do that this way. So this video target was to play with the multiple files, right? So uploading multiple files and downloading multiple files. So we have done that. So next video will be the last video where we will be playing around with the database. So till now we were storing the We will storing the files into the local file system using this file storage service where all the code is written. Next video we are going to set up a database. We are going to create a table where we will store each file into database table, right? So if you have database setup and table and all those things created, so there will be minimum code required to store and retrieve the files, right? That will be very easy. So I'll see you in the next video, and I'll show you all the things that we played with the file storage one, right? So till then, take care. Bye bye.